And in partnership with Daisy, a leading arts education charity working throughout Devon, we're running creative workshops in schools and colleges, encouraging young people to respond to the archive through printmaking, storytelling and drama.
Hello, I am Abby Stobart. I'm here working with Med Theatre, brought here through Daisy, Devon Arts in Schools Initiative. I'm here at St Nicholas Primary in Exeter, and today we've been running a workshop, the drama workshop, mentoring the children to take inspiration from the archive photographs of Henry Wykes. We've done loads of games to get them exploring the themes of World War II, which was a lot of what Henry Wykes was looking at in his photos. But there's some other photos, such as when the circus came to Exeter, and they've been having loads of fun reenacting what the elephants might have been doing in a photo, or what the dancing bear might have been doing in 1910. And they got to use their imaginations to really decide what might have happened before that photo was taken and after that photo was taken. And they brought that to life using their own bodies.
I'm her co-worker.
She's a co-producer, co-worker.
I'm getting everything ready. We're getting the food plated. We're gonna wipe the table and do all the stuff.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to recreate this picture, but there's gonna be a lot more chaos.
From my point of view, drama is such a useful tool. Something on a flat piece of paper come off the paper and come to life. Children who might find that quite hard to connect with just looking at a screen or looking at a piece of paper, if they have the chance to actually act something out with their bodies, it becomes a lot more exciting. And for kids, I think especially, that can be a great tool for getting them interested and inspired by a bit of history.
My favourite thing was when we did that acting out of what happened back in the olden times. We were doing the acting of making the picture come to life.
I think my favourite thing was all the acting that we did.
My favourite thing today was working with people I haven't worked before and working as a team. I think today was absolutely amazing. I loved all the activities and I think it was pretty great.
Today it was amazing. I loved all the activities and recreating photos from 100 years ago.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Fantabulous.
Amazing.
Fun.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
It was great.
Spectacular.
Refreshing.
Awesome.
Good day.
Exciting.
Fantastic.
Exciting.
Spectacular. Totally fabulous.
Hi, I'm Helen. I'm a lead artist working for Med Theatre on the Isca Photographic Collection Project. Yeah, so this group at Exeter today are going to be devising 2 short pieces from the photos. We are exploring the concept of time slips, which is a paranormal experience that people sometimes have where they find themselves suddenly back in time. These guys are going to split into 2 groups, and the first group are going to talk about what would happen if somebody from our modern day Exeter found themselves suddenly opening a door and stepping into Exeter from one of these photos. And the other group will talk about the opposite. So somebody from pre or post-war Exeter finding themselves opening a door and stepping into modern Exeter. So then we will have those discussions, and then they'll be devising some short pieces of drama based on that moment, that time slip. It's so enriching to be able to have the photographs to show young people, because I think they hear a lot about the sort of world and how it's changed. It's really nice to be able to give them a physical copy of that photograph and for them to be able to look at that and sort of learn to appreciate the differences in their own way instead of hearing it through the words of others.
I particularly like this photo because, there are people dancing, clearly friends and groups of people who know each other in this, and they're all celebrating, and it really gives the sense that, each of these people has their own story and has their own life, and that the photo is just capturing a good moment in their life, because it's not just the individuals, they've all gone through this war together, and for some people that means they've just come home from fighting, and for some people that means they're seeing their loved ones for the first time in years.
It shows the street party or the VE Day celebration, and I picked it because growing up, I remember going to street parties and just neighborhood roads, and they didn't look anything like that, with the table beautifully set up. But I think we live in such an age of disconnect, and like our kind of relationships are virtualized and digitalized too, whereas back then it wouldn't have been like that.
Yeah.
And the kind of this idea that we probably need to remember history and remember the parts of history that we're losing through our kind of advancement and kind of clinging on to those senses of community.
And also the difference in the geography and how Exeter sort of visually has changed aesthetically.
I chose this one because I think it's crazy because there's a circle of buildings here, which is where Princess Hay would have been. And it's crazy that the cathedral is the same, but everything around it is different.
I've chosen this picture of a bomb site in Exeter, and I mean, I think it's incredible the fact that this level of mass destruction, and it's just incredible the fact that this drastic change has obliterated so many lives so quickly. And if we're looking in a world where this is still occurring, and it's brilliant that we're having these celebrations, like Remembrance Day and VE Day. I mean, this is a brilliant thing to recognise the fact that we need to keep on striving for change, and there's still a lot we need to work towards to make sure that people's lives aren't destroyed in this drastic manner.
In terms of the context of this photo, I think it's very important, like to see where we've come from as a human race, like the technology we developed. This was what, 120 years ago now? And it was the first electric tram, and now we have things like electric buses, and we have access to so much transport.
Having those highlighted and having people's lives and how people lived in Exeter and how that happened, and like what the actual big occurrences for them were, like what their shops were like. I just feel like there's such a huge thing of forgetting, but even though we learn so much from the past, and I feel like just remembering a little bit of the everyday life of Exeter would be really cool.
I think to add to that, their emotions, like they have all the same emotions as us. It just depends like how societally they would be allowed to portray them, I guess. So probably it would be good to go through loads of images and see, maybe like pick one girl from it and see her like growing up through loads of different images or similar people, and just kind of see how like there changes within the photos and how they react to like cameras being there and all the different societal like things are around,
and to have not just this abstract idea of what Exeter used to be, but to also understand how it relates to them and their lives and also the future. I think it would be great for more people to see these photos. I think that's really important. And I think for younger generations especially to see these photos.